Man took down an old wall in his house and finds an old box filled with treasure.
Before we begin, make sure to smash that like button, subscribe to our channel, and click the notification bell for more amazing videos.
For anyone who has ever renovated their house, apartment, or office knows how challenging it can be and how even the smallest details can end up taking weeks to fix. All of you love a good project and working with your hands. Renovating a room or space can be pretty fun and rewarding when you are finished and look at your final product. Also, on a side note, knocking down walls can be very therapeutic and cathartic, FYI. Anyway, this brings us to today's magical story of discovery. A man who is a DIY expert and posts his projects online all the time decided to do a little renovation on his house, which was originally built back in the 1940s. And by little, I mean a really big renovation. He had already completely redone the entire first and second floor of his house and was now ready to go all the way downstairs and finish up the old basement. He got down to the basement and began to get to work. Nothing really seemed out of the ordinary, just an old cellar that needed to desperately refurbished. As he started measuring and figuring out exactly what he was going to do with the space, he started to notice a couple strange things on the wall. There were some names and stick figures written on it, which looked like they were done by some kids who possibly used to live in the house back in the 40s. He didn't make much of it and continued to the next part of the basement renovation. Next, he started to disassemble the ceiling and walls under it, removing old wiring, insulation, wood planks to get to the beams supporting the house. After digging his way through everything, he noticed something out of the corner of his eye that didn't look like it was supposed to be there. A silver and gray box was just sitting there on the wall. It looked like whoever put it there went through a lot of trouble to get it into this spot, and his curiosity in mind began to run wild. What could possibly be in this thing? But before he opened it, being the DIY online expert that he is, got some photos of the box and posted them for his online community to see. When he posted the picture, he called the box a treasure, and he wanted everybody to be part of the discovery process. After he did his post, he went back downstairs, carefully grabbed the box, and brought it outside to his driveway. His wife came out with him as they inspected it. Then he ran inside to try and find a banana. No, it's not because all this renovation was causing him to have a craving for some potassium. It was to take a side-by-side picture so that people could tell how big the box was compared to an average-sized banana. He looked and looked, but no banana was in the house, so he grabbed what looks like possibly an old toothbrush. Either way, it would give his fans and his online community a better sense of his newfound treasure. He then did another post where he described what he thought it might be, and wanted the online community to make guesses to bring some fun to this little treasure adventure. Finally, he couldn't hold back any longer. It was time to open this mysterious box. He slowly began to try and get the lid off, trying not to damage or break the box or the contents inside. When the top was finally off, he got to another layer of the box that looked like a layer of wax to cover whatever surprise was beneath. He carefully removed the wax only to find another layer of newspaper dated 1951, which had clearly been wrapped around whatever was hiding within. Even though the newspaper 1951 was a cool vintage discovery, it wasn't the main attraction. There were 3 tightly wrapped packages. Again, the packaging looked like it was some type of wax. Next, before he tried to remove all the wax, he took another picture, which he posted again online. There was a slight green emanating from under the wax, and he wrote maybe it could be money. Not sure, we'll check back soon to his online buddies. With eager anticipation, he finally removed the first of the 3 wax packages. It was filled with a stack of older-looking $20 bills. Then he went to the next one. There weren't 20s in this stack, they were old vintage $50 bills. Finally, he got to the third and final package. This one didn't have 20s or 50s, it was filled with $100 bill. The couple began to count all the cash in the stacks. After all was said and done, it was about $20,000. If that wasn't amazing enough, some of these bills looked old and were most likely collector's items and could be sold for a lot more. He was basically just in shock, but he did the smart thing. He talked to multiple lawyers and dollar bill appraisers to find out exactly what to do, and how much these vintage bills in this treasure chest were actually worth. After a full week of meetings and trying to figure out what to do with the money, and if it was legal to keep it, he went back downstairs to finish his renovation project. That's when lightning struck the bottle twice. As he continued working through his basement renovation, he found a second box, which was identical to the first one. The only difference was this one definitely weighed more. He opened it up, and there was more surprise treasures. Thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe and smash that like button. We really appreciate your continuous support.